This is Blue Serpent, and we're returning to the New Settlers
Elder's
er,
Reach truly is a place
campaign.
of magnificent beauty, but a feeling of mystery seems to accompany every step.
Welcome back.
I've started with a first draft for a map. I didn't stroll out too far, but it seems that the Maru were telling us the truth. This truly is a beautiful place.
You think? For me, one place is just as good as any other. I'm just sick of all the traveling.
Seasick? Again?
Pah!
Well then, I suggest we get to high ground and get a good look at our surroundings.
Or can't we just stay here?
I doubt the Maru will let us stay here. This place is holy to them.
All right then. I'll make sure the workers do their best to fill our stocks, in case we need to leave in a hurry.
Maybe we should pay our hosts a visit. Their settlement is not very far from here.
All right.
It'll be fine.
I love how, like, every cutscene he looks like he's gonna cry.
Discovered a landmark.
Just had to point that out. I mean, fair enough. I mean, he had to flee from his homeland, a bunch of people died. Suppose it's only natural. The girl, on the other hand, is pretty nonchalant about the whole thing. Just saying. Hey, I was going to, for the record, I was going to restart the campaign, but I couldn't find where I could do that in the menu. Perhaps I will find it later. So, unfortunately, you're kind of stuck with that. For those of you that want to start from the beginning, you're kind of stuck with that awful playthrough, so I apologize. But hey, learning experiences, right? And that's the magic of fast forward. Hey, so let's go and explore. And if you'll notice, these are actually a little bit different. So if you get the game, the Prime actually, and you have Amazon Prime, you can get another little aesthetic pack for free. Well, I mean, you could argue if it's free if you have Prime, because you had to pay for Amazon Prime, but if you do, it's kind of a neat little thing you can get. By the way, I'm not endorsed by Prime or anyone else. I lose money every time I make videos. Really like those archers.
On patrol. Enemy in sight. Our scouts discovered a landmark.
Nice.
Of course.
Oh, and there's some nice handy resources. You know what? It's some nice concentrated firepower. Oh, cool. And we can go pick... That's a pretty nice reward. So let's get an engineer. Actually, maybe 3.
Let's get to work.
And we can go and pick these up. Might take a couple trips, but that's okay.
I need some rest. My body hurts.
What is going on?
I just received word. We've encountered bandits, and quite a few of them.
Here? I thought this place was sacred ground.
That doesn't matter now. We need to prepare to defend ourselves.
First we have to leave our homes, and now we face enemies again. Why can't we just live in peace?
Remember that no roof can be built during a storm. We need to stay focused.
I will notify the Maru, but from what I've seen, they are absolutely defenseless. We need to figure out how to protect our people.
I will continue to explore the island, and I'll start to train some scouts too.
Like they both look at the viewer. That's kind of funny. Okay, nice. We actually have good, decent. Reach the ancient tomb.
Quickly.
And just
If there's a job to do, I can get it done.
it's not the game's not asking us to do anything yet, but rather than wait for it to prompt us, I'm just gonna do that in advance. It doesn't look like we have a training grounds set up. I really like the foresters because once you run out, you have a backup. Because I mean, the forest will slowly repopulate, but it takes a long time. There we go. And then right there.
I don't feel very well. Enemy in sight. Duty calls. Enemy in sight. Resources found. Enemy in sight. Enemy in sight.
Might be better to focus fire. Yeah, I might actually have to retreat these little guys.
My body hurts. Order received. Enemy in sight.
We should come out on top in this engagement, but not by a lot.
Resources found. Target in sight.
Target in sight.
Resources found.
Of course.
So that's not cool. Okay, I want all you guys to go back.
Moving out. Duty calls. Moving out. Enemy.
I wasn't expecting that, I'm not gonna lie. In the first couple missions, they give you like so many extra troops. In this one, they kind of expect you to hold their own, it looks like. To hold your own. So, a little bit of a difference there. Okay, next thing we're gonna do, we definitely need, let's see, okay, we got a quarry. What else do we have? We need a charcoal thing and
Where can I help?
as long as we don't go too far out, we might be able to expand in peace.
Yes. I love hard work. I can build almost anything. I'm already en route. The envoys asked me to wait right here. I sure can use the exercise.
Okay, and I can expand safely over there, so you are some idle engineers. There we go.
Light like a feather.
The envoys asked me to wait right here.
I don't want to get too close to that border. And one thing I can definitely use more of, especially based on our last playthrough, is stone. But I will need iron and coal pretty soon. And definitely, you know, if I put it right there, those barricades should actually help shield the tower itself, so let's go ahead and do that. And it's far enough away that we should build a warehouse down there. As they're done with that little corner, I'll put them down there. They can finish it. There we go.
There's nothing I can't carry.
And the ancient tomb's way off there. I'm gonna take a couple of my guys just to scout out.
For duty.
Enemy in sight.
Uh-oh.
Reporting in. Order received. On patrol.
I'll take one of these guys.
Enemy in sight. Moving out. Of course. Of course. Moving out. Enemy in sight.
Now, since I built this and I have those weapons, I can at least build 2 of each. And unfortunately, it looks like we actually had a little extra surplus there, so...
What's the target? Of course.
Good. Okay, let's take you guys. And let's scout this out. Hopefully we can find some iron. Because right now, aside from that slight boost we got, we can't expand our military without iron or charcoal. And this will pay for itself pretty shortly, just by virtue of that stone mine. I keep wanting to call it a quarry. The stone mine just doesn't sound very natural to me. You all, I want you to expand right here.
Duty calls.
Ah, dang it.
Resources found.
Perfect. It's fine, your villagers will flee if there are combatants approaching them.
I've seen the entire village. It's quite amazing.
Now, just for the record, well, not even for the record, I remember there was one guy in the beta, like, you could read the forums, and this will be the little bit of gossip for today, and he was He was literally offended that there was violence in the game. Not even joking. He was like, "It's a shame. This game is so violent." It's like, dude, none of the villagers are even killed. They just run away. I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny. Like, dude, why are you playing a video game that's an RTS? I don't know. I mean, I suppose you could make a non-violent RTS. I don't know. I thought it was pretty funny. Interestingly enough, they're going after the units first. Okay, so what we'll need to do is build a decoy. There is a way to upgrade the towers, or at least there used to be in the research panel. I haven't taken a look at a lot of, cool, rubies.
Ready for duty. Duty calls.
Maybe I should go to the beach.
Hey, let's see how our army's doing. I thought it was connected. There we go. Everything else seems to be doing fine.
Enemy
I-
in sight.
You know, another thing we could do, since we don't really have unit production going, but we have access to stone and wood, we could kind of tower push. I mean, literally, there's nothing wrong with it. Hey, cheese is okay. Yeah, we'll tower rush him. Rochambeau. And speaking of which, looks like we might need a few more people.
Excuse me.
Let me through. Let me
This isn't heavy at all.
What's the target?
And what I need is I need that rally point way up here. There we go.
Enemy in sight.
And I know I'm playing this pretty slow for those of you just joining, but in my defense, I don't have any iron, and my army kind of got toasted, so I'm kind of having to make do with what I have. The only kind of higher tier tech for a military that I have access to is kind of down that way if I can expand in that direction. Which we are. As soon as we kind of tower push here, I'll expand out to the left so I can get that gem mine set up. Oh, this is another thing. If you know there's going to be a high traffic area, there's a couple ways you can fix it. One is to turn the road into stone, so that way it requires less people to move back and forth. Or you could kind of make like a 2-lane stretch that kind of interweaves, and then that allows them to... It fixes the traffic problem that you'll encounter. The simplest, though, is just to do this. It's a little pricey, though, but if you have a ton of stone, you can get away with it.
Recruitment complete.
Because one thing you'll notice is when you have like stone roads or donkeys, is that less people are required to move goods back and forth. And so it does fix some of that congestion. And then if you really want, you can make another road that kind of, you know, almost like a, what are they called? Circle drives? Not circle drives, they have a real name. I like how it has like an area of effect. And here's the decoy at work, so it's pulling all of the troops towards it. So that definitely saves a lot of your units as well as buildings.
I feel a bit tense.
It's unfortunate that there's not another stone mine right here, because we're using up a lot of stone to do this little tower rush strategy. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem like you get resources back once you do that. And see, this is why it's good to build a forester. Here, the forest's all tapped out. Let's see, do we have enough just raw logs? No, we don't. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the logging camp production. Or not the logging camp. Here. What I'll do is I'll delete the logging camps to free up that labor, because they're not being used. And then I'm going to pause the sawmill so we can start stockpiling logs, and then I can build another forester and we'll have access to more wood. Unfortunately, it looks like they killed our little tower. Try one more time.
Enemy in sight.
Yeah, I'm doing a really slow way. There's no point. Also, there's no point in building a blacksmith right now because I don't have any iron, so I can't do anything. Speaking of which... and there's some iron right here. So if we can take this little... Actually, first thing I'm going to do is kill their engineers, because their engineers are super squishy and they're unprotected right now.
Enemy in sight.
Anything else? Duty calls.
If I can lure them to my towers, we'll be set. Unfortunately, the engineers are kind of running away because there's a little bit of a battle right here.
Recruitment complete.
There we go. If we can get this area, it'll fix our military problem. I didn't realize they had so few troops left, but it makes sense if they keep sending them into my towers. So the tower strategy wasn't a failure.
Enemy in sight.
Just maybe more of a strategy of attrition. Okay, perfect. And now what we can do...
Hard work is good work.
I need some rest.
Enemies ahead!
And it's cool that it actually shows you what's already there, because the enemy already scouted it out and built buildings on those. And now what we'll do We'll take you guys
Can I
back.
have more? Just a few bruises. Moving out.
Just a few bruises.
Kind of cool how it has like the
Of course.
ballista in the tower. And you're totally gonna claim that.
My body hurts.
I'm not sure where we're getting these extra things from because I didn't see any
I need some rest.
production. Ah, crap.
Moving out.
So, fun fact, the
Moving out.
aggro thing actually works on your units as well. It's a two-way street.
Moving out.
Gonna have to be a little careful of that tower in the background.
Is there something to do? Enemy in sight.
Order received.
Since there's no units there, I might as well help them out, otherwise they'll just keep doing this forever. Or until the thing wears off.
Quickly. Duty calls.
So actually it does have a little
I need a
countdown
break.
timer, so you're not totally screwed if you
Enemy in sight.
Duty calls.
hate you guys.
Where can I help?
Where's the healer? Quickly.
And what I'll do right now is I'll build a tower right here. And if hold on to that. I don't think there's a limit on towers either, so
Hold your line.
and then what we'll do is we'll build another warehouse right there after we secure this area. And it's a little risky putting these guys so close to the front line, but I do have a little bit of a force right here, so should be enough to protect them. And fortunately, I'm about out of engineers. I don't know if I have a guild or not. I don't think I do. That is actually something I should build right now as a tool maker.
We are under siege.
I would rather wait till I have like a dedicated. Actually, let's see how if these guys can just take it as is. I was gonna say it's better to have like some kind of siege unit when you're attacking towers and things like that, as towers will rip through your guys pretty quickly.
Moving out! Order received. Of course.
Where can I help? Can I carry more? Can I carry more? Hard work is good work.
If we can expand it out just to right there.
Where's the healer?
Yeah, that's repairing pretty quickly. So what we'll do is I need a U2 expand to right here. I'll have to keep a very close eye on them so they don't get too close to that tower. And then I want you guys to expand this way. Because that gem location will help us out a lot when we're building siege units. Or rather, it'll unlock the ability to build siege units. Okay. So, let's fix this. Should be just far enough away so it'll give us a little more coverage, but not be super close. And you guys, I'm gonna tell you guys to go all the way over
Hard
here.
work is good work.
We are under siege.
Ah, dang it.
Reporting in. Order received.
Yeah, that was a bad idea. Okay.
On patrol.
Duty calls.
So what we'll do,
Enemy in sight.
build a few more rangers. Fortunately, we still have some. And we'll just, can we cancel this building? No, we cannot. It's a little bit of a costly mistake, but it's okay. So what we'll do is we'll get this iron and charcoal right here. First, we need a warehouse close by, so that way they don't have to go a million miles. We'll put it right here. Then we'll build our iron and our charcoal. We'll also need to build a tool maker after this because we... Well, I shouldn't really have to say why. We really need one. And coal.
Recruitment complete.
It is close enough. Okay, cool.
Enemy in sight. Enemy in sight.
Unfortunately, we need a lot more engineers right now, so next thing we're going to build is a tool maker, followed up by a guild hall. And we can turn the sawmill back on. We definitely have enough logs. Fortunately, the sawmill works really quickly, so even though we have a huge stockpile of logs, we can turn them into planks relatively fast. So, and if you are watching this campaign playthrough, this is kind of a guide on what not to do. So if you watch this, you can have a better idea of more optimal strategies for beating the level quickly. Speaking of which, let's take these guys, take them down here.
Could use the exercise. I love to be free as the wind.
You know, considering that's like half my engineers, I'll send these guys up here to work on this first. I'll send one of them to work on the road because that'll improve at least a resource transit time. Should be good enough.
What's up?
And let's just see if we can actually place a gem mine down. Gem mine. Oh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's just like a tease from the game. Like, hey, there's this resource, but you can't use it. This is too early in the campaign, but we're gonna put it there.
As long as there's peace, I'm fine.
Moving out.
Wow, we definitely have a ton of stone. That's awesome.
None of my friends are faster than me. This needs to be delivered right now.
And after that, toolmaker and a guild hall. And quarry's almost dried up, so the toolmaker right here, and the guild hall right there. Probably should have built the guild hall a lot sooner, but it's okay.
Is there something to do?
Okay, good.
I'll head home soon. My family is waiting already. Maybe I should go.
And then after that, I have one more series of buildings, and that's going to be the furnace and the blacksmith.
Let me through.
And seeing now that we have that
Easiest job today.
cobbled road town, things are going a lot smoother and faster.
I can build almost anything.
And the reason he's not building right now is he is waiting for that stone to be delivered.
Delivery coming. Easy with the hammer.
These goods are heavy.
Enemy in sight.
Oh, and the next thing we'll need to do is build a bunch more residences.
These goods are heavy. Enemy in sight.
And now that we have this built,
Enemy in sight.
remember seeing berries in here somewhere. It is definitely useful for speeding up production of certain things. I'm kind of curious, can we build a ranch or a wagon master yet? Oh, can. Awesome.
asking me for directions.
What did I want to pick up again?
Enemy in sight.
Since that's the only sawmill, it doesn't hurt. Well, that's pretty cool.
I wonder if we'll ever find our ancestors.
I'll get home soon. My family is waiting already.
Now, we don't really need a bunch more engineers because most of the building's already been finished. Now what we just need to do is kind of sit back and relax until we can start building up our military.
Enemy in sight.
None of my friends are faster than me. I've seen the entire village.
Actually, what we would want is a cool forager's hut right here. Honestly, this whole area would be better to just get rid of. We'll remake the road right here.
None of my friends are faster than me.
And now we finally have weapon production. Like, even if you build the buildings, it still takes a while for all the materials to reach them and then for them to start actually producing what you want them to. Honestly, it might be better to just demolish this building. It's a waste of resources, but take it from there and move it up to here, simply because everything's having to go very, very far, which is quite inefficient, and it also adds on to the time by quite a bit. So what we'll do, we'll take our own advice and build it much, much closer, and that'll save us a lot of time when we're building up our army. If this were as a normal player, this would be a really bad move because you're right next door. But fortunately, we're not playing against a player. We're playing against an AI in the campaign, which still is set to easy mode, but it's not quite as easy as the first couple missions. So it seems like there is a slight up curve in the difficulty, not by much, but I expect the end of the campaign will be more challenging, which makes sense. That's pretty typical of a lot of campaigns.
I should go to the training ground someday.
And you know what? I should have built those engineers. I didn't, since most of the building projects are already complete. I forgot we need farmers. Yeah, definitely should have built them a little earlier, but I mistakenly thought that I had enough. There we go. And here we're carrying the tools. And it's cool because all of them will change into engineers. I like that I haven't actually watched the training regimen. That's kind of hilarious. It's cool that they're not all the same. They kind of resemble the original characters they were. That's pretty nifty. I hadn't noticed that before. That's a small improvement since the beta.
Recruitment complete.
And then in the meantime, let's get our farming production up so we can fix this kind of slowdown we have with our production. Get a couple farms going. And then another bakery. Oh, we also need a windmill.
Enemy
Or rather,
in
an
sight.
additional windmill. Actually, we don't want the windmill, we just need the grain. So I'll take these two out. We just need the 2 farms. Yeah, we lost quite a few in those battles. We had a bit more to start at the start of the game.
Enemy in sight. Enemy in sight.
I haven't actually looked at the max number of trainees in here. Like you can train 6 at a time. That's pretty neat. Also means you can have quite the production going on in the background for one training facility.
Recruitment complete. Enemy in sight.
I love it when it does those cool little arches. And just to relieve a little bit of that congestion. Oh, I actually ran out of stuff. Never mind. I can probably stop tool production because that's definitely enough. I don't need any more tools for the rest of the game. I might need some more stone, so let's find out. Let's find where the heck I built that thing. There we go. And pause production.
Enemy in sight.
I'm not sure how they got aggroed over there, but
We're prepared. Of course. Enemy in sight. Enemy in sight. Reporting in.
and just for fun.
Of course.
Now let's go after their training facility so they can't build any more.
Moving out.
And we can just skip the tower.
Enemy in sight. Enemy in sight.
Probably should have done that a long time ago.
Target in sight.
But if I had scouted better, I would have known and I could have done it earlier, but it's okay.
Recruitment complete.
And this cool kind of effect means that it's boosted from this. And we should definitely boost that as well. It looks like we need a few more farms. Or at least one more. Should have enough to take that down, especially since most of our units are pretty tanky. And what we're going to do next is we're going to swap our production to warriors just for some additional
Enemy in
DPS.
sight.
Where's the healer?
And if we can get that, that should get rid of all of them.
Enemy in sight.
If that's their only warehouse, usually the whole thing crumbles after you defeat it. At least that's the way it worked in the beta.
Recruitment complete. Enemy in sight. Enemy in sight.
Harbors are really cool. That'd be definitely one thing I'd love to see them add more onto is the naval element of the game. So far, I think harbors only work for trade.
The envoys asked me to wait right here. Can I carry more?
There we go.
Just a few bruises. Quickly. Of course. Quickly.
Recruitment complete.
And it's kind of cool because they leave behind all the resources for those buildings, so. We'll just build a bunch of engineers to take it over.
Where's the healer?
There we go.
I need some rest. Our scouts discovered a landmark.
I don't feel very well.
Hey, welcome to the chat. Yeah, it is pretty fun.
Recruitment complete.
No bandits in sight. This is a good day.
I found an ancient mural in this tomb. Now I have to accept the possibility that I am walking on the path of our ancestors. We all do. My father once showed me ancient relics and drawings when I was a child, but I have to do some research to be certain. The Maru told me of a sunken temple that is located nearby. Maybe I will find the answers there.
Find and investigate the lost temple. Okay, so now there's a Never temple. I wonder if we have to
I think I'm hurt.
defeat anyone else. There actually is a unit that we could use in this case, and that's a scout. And all of you guys.
I can build almost anything. Let's get to work.
It's actually cool the villagers will come and pick up all the stuff on the ground that's in your territory. As you can see by this right here.
Excuse me.
Reporting in.
Recruitment complete.
My body hurts.
Of course.
Hey, cool.
Standing by. Reporting in.
There's my scouts.
Watching. This is my easiest job today.
Enemy in sight. Our scouts discovered a landmark. Our scouts discovered a landmark. Our army is under attack.
Oh, there's like a little neutral bandit camp right there. Fortunately, our scout just got found out, but that's okay. We'll take our guys
Where's the healer?
and fix this.
Our scouts discovered a landmark.
You know, this might have solved our problem way earlier in the game if we had found that.
Enemy reinforcements arrived.
You know, I've never played against the storm. Would you say it's worthwhile? I'm kind of curious.
We are under siege.
Huh. How about that?
We are under siege. Duty calls.
Hey, I want you all to get out of there.
Hard work is good work.
My body hurts.
Man, he's really fixated on those guys. Okay, you all can expand right here.
I need a break.
And I want... just so I don't have to worry about that again.
Where's the healer?
You know, we got a lot more iron charcoal so we can up our military production again, but I was kind of hoping for stone.
This isn't heavy at all.
I don't know if anyone's watched Bob's Burgers, but it reminds me of the little song Coal Mine. There we go. Fortunately, we don't have enough for, I don't know if that justifies another warehouse. I think it's close enough. I can, however, build another furnace. And that should boost production there. Might even be able to build another blacksmith. Actually, I probably totally can.
Recruitment.
Yeah, I definitely can build another blacksmith. There we go. Amazingly, we still have one engineer left after all that.
We're prepared. Duty calls.
I'm not... They must have been, like, just hiding in that corner.
On patrol.
Not sure where they were for that entire attack, but... A little bit of a waste to put that there, but it's okay.
Ready to serve. Moving out. On patrol. Of course.
As soon as that is all built, I can send the rest of the engineers over to claim the rest of that territory.
Target in sight.
I felt this.
Nice.
Where's the healer?
Looks like they have pretty good range on the shamans.
Who's my target?
Yeah, it looks like it's just a cooldown thing. It's not mana based, which I actually prefer. Kind of annoying when you have a unit whose only purpose is to do one thing and they can't because they don't have a particular resource available that also takes a lot of time, long time to recharge.
Enemy reinforcements arrived.
So fun fact, later in the game there are things like academies that allow you to upgrade your units.
Moving out.
Our scouts discovered a landmark.
Okay, nice. Now all you guys, I want you guys to claim all of this cool stuff. And the rest can upgrade this to a dirt road, or a cobblestone road. Good, tool making is pause. Exactly what I want. And I will also need to build some more residences just to compensate for the military buildup that we are about to have. wonder if that bonus is because of the boosted production.
This needs to be delivered right now.
Reporting in.
Nice, and you can see there's now 0 idle carriers because they're all going down here to pick up all the leftover resources from
Recruitment
our
complete.
enemy.
Any orders? Ready to serve.
And next thing we need to build more residences for sure. Have a ton of lumber, but you know, actually, let's see if we have access to it right now. We do. So if we can stockpile some stone, it'd be worthwhile just to build a harbor so we can trade out a bunch of that lumber for stone. It's a decent army. Shamans will definitely make a huge difference.
Enemy in sight. Recruitment complete.
Unfortunately, it looks like they also have shamans, so you know what? Let us...
Is there a job to do?
Maybe it's because they don't have line of sight. That's interesting.
Enemy in sight.
There we go. Uh-oh. I did not notice that. So if you see that symbol on someone, it means they're like a boss or a hero, and you could literally have an entire army, and that one unit could kill almost all of them. I'm not even exaggerating. I tried it before in a different level of, actually in the skirmish. So anytime you see that halo, that means they're really a really nasty opponent, and they're not just a normal unit. It's kind of like an elite or a mini boss. Actually, I didn't even see what the rewards were. Oh, nice. That's actually pretty good. But we'll do. And we'll get some of you. I like how it automatically deducts the right amount. Just it doesn't just send all of them. Yeah, I definitely need to build up my village output. So when this happens, you can actually do this. And that way, instead of them wasting time here, and what I'll do is yeah. So in the future, they'll try to keep a minimum stock of 10 in there, which will help this kind of a supply chain problem. And some of it too is we're really low on carriers because we've been pumping so much into the military, and they're also carrying resources from the coast. And so between all that, it's kind of lowered the number of workers we have right now. Speaking of which, let's check on what I have this guy producing. And you are producing... Okay, yeah, that's balanced. Enough. The larger your settlements get, it starts to look really cool.
Enemy reinforcements arrived.
What the heck? Lame. I think that tower should be plenty, though, for those little guys. Yeah. Well, I'm glad it wasn't a waste to put there after all. I thought it was a little bit of a glitch that they appeared there, like they were just kind of hanging out, but evidently not.
Ready.
It sounds ridiculous. I don't know if it's enough for that guy. Let's try.
Recruitment complete.
Okay, I think it actually will be okay.
Enemy in sight.
The archers are what's really helping us out right now. There we go. Those guys are really, really hard. Like, anytime you see that halo, it's bad news.
Our scouts discovered a landmark.
Is there a job to do?
I love how many archers we have. It's awesome. It's crazy that we have no idle carriers right now. We don't actually need the logging camp at all, so... That's a ridiculous number of tools. I don't know if we raided that or if we've been producing that. I hope we haven't been producing that. It's such a waste. A sawmill. So ridiculous. No, that must just be spoils of war. That's awesome. Unfortunately, I literally have no extra carriers right now. See if we can get the number of residences up just a little bit more. Little trick that you can do for more space is put another road on the other side so you have these like too thick.
Ready for duty. Reporting in. Order received.
I hadn't actually noticed this tab before.
Moving out.
Our scouts discovered a landmark.
Moving out.
Okay, I don't see any bosses, so that's awesome. I think this might be the last little bit of resistance we encounter. I also love how many archers we have. It's amazing. Technically, they're rangers, but
Enemy reinforcements arrive.
I don't feel very well. Moving out.
nice.
Enemy reinforcements arrived.
Ready to
Our
serve.
scouts discovered a landmark.
That tower was worth every penny.
Our homes are under siege.
Are they?
Order received. Duty calls.
Enemy in sight.
Huh. Well, that's unfortunate. There must have been a larger force than I thought. This should be enough to deal with them, though. Ah, dang it, they're like fleeing because there's... Oh, come on. Don't make me bring the whole military all the way back there. I'm not, honestly, it's not even worth the trouble. I'm just gonna literally just wait till they get to that tower.
These stones must be older than anything I have seen before. And now, I finally remember. My father used to study the exact same type of artifacts. This can only mean that our ancestors have walked this path centuries ago. I found some markings that seem to have been some kind of map. Unfortunately, it's heavily damaged. I must tell the others.
I hope we'll be safe out there. Is there a job to do?
It's gonna take them so long to get there.
I found it.
Can we finally leave? I really just want to find a safe haven to finally get some rest and live in peace.
Maybe this map will be able to get us there.
And where exactly would this be?
Centuries ago, our ancestors left, just as we did. They wanted to found a new settlement. I discovered a few references to their final destination, but nothing concrete.
You didn't find out where this place is located?
Not exactly. Maybe they didn't want anyone to follow them. Although I can't imagine why. But they left clues hidden in the artifacts that are similar to those my father found.
Do the Maru know about that?
I don't think so. To them, this knowledge is as forgotten and as ancient as it is to us. I know where we may find some clues. Some scriptures and murals I found mention an island to the east.
We're fully stocked. I'll prepare the ship for departure. There's just one more problem we need to figure out.
Which is?
Some people want to stay with the Maru.
It's their choice, but we should tell them about our ancestors first. Can you imagine meeting our ancestors? It could be a new home for all of us.
Maybe. Let's just make sure we reach that island in one piece.
Yay!
Victory is ours.
I just want to point out, I know where Final Destination is. It's in Hollywood. So anyway, I'm gonna take a short break, and then we'll return to continue the campaign. I'll see you all in a little bit. Hope you enjoyed.